going on? This is Tristan from the KEGBOYS. I usually don't make videos like this, but I figured I'd give you guys a little insight on how to do timing on an RB series engine, the dual overhead cam to be specific. There's not many videos out there, even on YouTube, like actually doing this, but figured I'd make a more updated one. There's some, but it's kind of hit or miss. So I figured try something different and take you guys along with me as I'm doing the timing on this. As you can see, I got it pretty much ripped apart. I'm in the process of doing the water pump. My tensioner actually failed. It's getting a little hot spot on it. I should have did timing when I got the motor. I figured it'd be good. I at least want to hear it run, which I do have a video of it running after I wired everything up, but water pump decided to take a shit while I was burping the coolant, and figured I might as well do timing while I'm in there. Everything else got to come out, so I'm gonna start walking you guys through this here. What happened was, it was running, I had the car running, I was revving it, whatever. I was in the middle of burping the coolant, water pump started squealing like a pig, and then my timing belt started rubbing the paint. It had a blue Gretty belt on it to begin with, and then all the paint started rubbing off of it. Started heating up the timing cover. I heard something was wrong. I was running it there, I was revving it, it was fine. Ripped everything apart, come to find out, timing tensioner decided to either seize up, or I'm guessing it just seized up, honestly, because there's a hot spot right there, as you can see, and the belt was rubbing off the blue paint on it. But other than that, I'm in the middle of doing timing. Sorry about the mess, oil cooler and shit. I just kind of pushed everything up because I didn't feel like draining oil and everything. But I'm going to give you guys a little more detailed view here. Okay, so when you're doing timing on any of the RB series engines, it's pretty much the same across the 20, the 25, and the 26. They all have the cam angle sensor that bolts in right here. As you can see, the 3 bolt holes. Timing cover, water pump, lays across here. It's pretty simplistic. Crank pulley down here with the oil pump. Yeah, mine is cracked, but still functions, so I'm not going to replace that. But whenever you're doing timing on these, you want to adjust the alternator pulley. There's an adjuster right here, this black thing. There's a bolt in the back, and then you can just literally grab it with your hand, adjust it. Take the accessory belt off the crank pulley. It should be bolted into there, but I already have it ripped apart, like I said. And then you want to take off the cam angle sensor. It'll be 3 bolts. This is what the cam angle sensor looks like. There's 3 bolts. Should be 2 Allens and a 10 millimeter down at the bottom. Mine has a broken clip, but still works. You don't have to take the coil pack cover off. I just did because I'm missing the timing mark. Of course, just my luck. The timing mark on the oil pump is cracked off, where you guys seen before that I showed. But after you get all that off, timing cover, etc., belts, accessory belt, you also want to take off the pulley to this too, obviously. There's a timing mark right here and a timing mark right here on the valve cover, timing cover, whatever you want to call it. And there's these little notches in the cam sprockets. So one right there. There's one right here. I already have them lined up because I rotated the crank. Usually on these motors, you rotate the crank 720 degrees to get the top dead center. You just want to make sure whenever you rotate the crank 720 degrees and the markings are lined up, the crank pulley should be lined up, but just to double check, you also want to make sure that cylinder 1 is on the compression stroke and not on the exhaust stroke, or it just won't fire up. You shouldn't clash any valves or anything. But what I usually do, and I do this on everything I do timing in, if you take out cylinder 1's coil pack and stick an extension in it, whenever you rotate it to top dead center and all 3 of the sprockets line up with the markings, your extension should be sticking out at the highest point. So if you crank it over the top dead center markings, it should start falling back down. So you just want to make sure it's on the compression stroke. Another thing you could do is take your oil cap off, and this goes for most dual overhead cam applications, you want to make sure your cam lobe is sitting flat, at least your intake cam, which if this is flat, this is flat. So, and as long as it's top dead center, should be good. So after that, you want to take all that off. I already have these bolts loosened for my water pump. The belt you buy, I recommend HKS, Greddy, OEM Nissan. Anything really works. I just got this because I got it in a bundle deal with the OEM tensioners. They shouldn't be laying on the ground, but they are. Also want to make sure getting the crank pulley off these can be kind of a pain. I had to use a pulley puller. I had to get one from AutoZone. My belt holder, this basically clamps against the belt this way. It sandwiches in so the belt doesn't walk off the oil pump sprocket or the crank sprocket, whatever you want to call it. I got a new one of those because this one was a little bitched up, and OEM one just old. So just dawned upon me, while I'm waiting for the water pump to come for my motor, figured I'd give you guys a little tour of the shop and try and give you guys a breakdown on most of the boys' builds. Not all the cars are in here. Cordell's car is sitting outside. It's not doing too hot right now. It's pretty mad. But yeah, Cordell's car is sitting outside, and Kayla's car is sitting outside too, I believe. But I'm just going to give you guys a little tour here and try and break down some of the parts and pieces. So this is my 89 240SX coupe. Unfortunately, it's not a slick top, sunroof, and it did have the original KEGBOYS. It was an S14 swap. Wiring harness was a mess. Anyways, I'm in the middle of an RB20DET swap in it. Got it running, everything. Like I said, I'm doing timing. Pretty gutted, I'm not gonna lie. I'm in the middle of doing interior and stuff. Don't worry about those lines. That's for my Volvo S40 power steering swap. I'm still on KA trans. I just swapped bell housings over, so I had to trim that up a little bit. ISR short shifter. Got my fans wired up to a switch. I do have a Mochi in there that don't work right now, unfortunately. He's not plugged in, but NRG wheel, custom suede. I got glow shift boost gauge, glow shift oil pressure gauge. I'm waiting to get an AFR gauge for that middle pod. I believe that's a S14 seat. Don't quote me on that. Doing a little interior restoration at the moment. So it's pretty ugly. Excuse me, holy shit. Ignore that. It's going to be all painted at some point. But yeah, this is my S13 coupe. Pretty clap, average S13 owner. But we'll go over here and I'll give you some deets about Tim's build. So this is Timmy's E36 M50 with a Precision 6262 turbo, tile, 44 millimeter wastegate. He has a custom catch can set up. He actually did it himself. It actually looks really clean. I'm impressed. Oil cooler, pretty simplistic setup, if I do say so myself. Just custom downpipe, unsure of the brand. I think it is branded. It's on a Zwing bash bar, SLR mini kit, SLR tie rods, I believe, E46 arms, Volkswagen coolant ball. That's a pretty nice touch. He does have some nice interior touches, fake bride seat, real energy seat. This has the ZF 5-speed in it. It was Getrag. He was running it, but he didn't want to blow it because he's making around 350 wheel now. So it's pretty solid and stout setup. M50 is, as much as I hate to say it, pretty damn reliable. Does have some decent interior goodies. Hydro, pretty missile shit, you know. Grip Royal steering wheel. It is a drop top. That is another nice thing. But this is Gage's LS swapped E36. It's on full FDF. I'm unsure of the bash bars. It's just a basic setup. LS 5.3. Pretty sure comp drift cams. AccuSump, and he has the Volvo power steering swap as well. His is pretty gutted, but his is also caged. Kind of hard to see in there. Fucking plastic windows, Memo steering wheel, Sicky handbrake, and I forget the name of the screen that's in that, but it's a pretty solid setup. Pretty simplistic, like I was saying. And then this thing over here, this is Ethan's IS300. It's full FDF as well. Turn 5 bash bar. Don't mind the water bottle. It is a full 1JZ GTE swap, running stock, everything basically. He did the basics to it. I'm pretty sure he replaced water pump, pulley. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to double check with him. But he is running a boost controller. I'm unsure of the brand, probably off brand. They all work the same. They're just spring and ball valve. But this thing rips. Energy Prisma seat, fake bride, you already know. Energy harness. He's running the Chase Bays e-brake kit, or the Hydro kit, I should say. I'm pretty sure he's on AR5 transmission, and I forgot to mention Gage is also on an AR5 transmission. And then over here we got Cam's G. This fucker's clean, I can't lie. Pretty setup too. These cars are basically out of the box drift cars. He has coilovers on it. I'm unsure of the brand. GK Tech bolt-on kit for angle. It's running on 18s. Still stock seat. Does have harnesses. He's running a Grip Royal wheel, and he don't really need a tranny swap. CD009 is pretty much all you need. Pretty decent setup though. This fucker's clean. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the blast pipe out the back, but it works. Oh, there's Kayla's Z bumper. And then over in the corner, sadly, we got 2 Mark III Supras. This is going to be the car that's going to be running, and this is the parts car. Pretty sure he picked these up, or they picked these up as a bundle deal. I'm not 100% sure, but pretty clean interior. I'm pretty sure this one has pretty low mileage. The paint actually looks really nice. I know it's dusty right now, but looks like it cleaned up really nice. Pulled the engine from that. This is the 7M GTE, I'm pretty sure. I go back there and give you guys a little look. So yeah, this is the 7M GTE that came in these Mark III Supras. It's basically the older brother of the 1JZ and the 2JZ, but a new crank pulley on it, new water pump. I really hope he does timing. I don't see why not. But other than that, they're basically just waiting. I believe that's R154 trans, and these things just need a little love, and then they should be ready to go. But basically, that's the tour of the shop. This is where my car's supposed to go, but I had it on the lift, and it kind of got stuck up with some customer cars, so there it sits for now. All right, no update on timing on RB. It's a little late. I apologize if I sound sluggish. Just finished the belt. Tension is on. Everything's torqued down. I'm missing one bolt because I was on a forum. Okay, Nico Club to be exact. It's at 36 pounds was the torque spec for the water pump for, I believe, the 12mm bolts, but I was feeling tight. I should have went with my gut, so I ended up snapping one. I did get to extract it. Sorry for using the camera. I did get to extract it. It wasn't snapped off in the block. Well, it was, but there was enough sticking out. I stuck a pair of vice grips on it. But besides that, got the pelt laid on. Everything was already top dead center, like I said before. It was kind of a bitch to do by myself, but nice trick is lining up. I did it the hard way. I lined up this one, and then my oil pump, but it was pretty tight because I couldn't record and do that. But anyways, easiest way to do this is start with the belt on the crank pulley. I took a white paint marker and made a marking on the belt because obviously I can't see the motor, like marking from up here as I'm trying to fish it on, you know what I'm saying? But I recommend lining that up, and then lining this up, and then lining this one up. These zip ties are just to hold the timing belt still on the marking so it's not slipping around. Got it on both sides here, but I've already torqued everything down. It should be good to go. You want at least a quarter turn of play in there, not too much to where it's gonna sling off, obviously. Torque spec on both of these, idler pulley and the tensioner, should be like 36 foot-pounds. But that's already done, but we should be good to throw it back together. Yeah, I'll get to that here in a second. Almost forgot another thing. There is a retainer pin back here. Whenever you're sliding this on, I'd recommend sliding these two on first, and then it is an Allen head down here. I apologize for fingering the camera, but there's an Allen head down here. This is where it's gonna meet, just about lined up like with the top water pump bolt and the mounting bolt. And that's the tension it's gonna be. When you put it on here, this Allen head hole is going to be about over here, because obviously it's going to rotate this whole housing over to give you enough slack to slide the belt over the gears. But other than that, all right, little quick reminder, whenever you're installing this, after you get everything tensioned, bolted down, timing the marks on the belt lined up, TDC, yada, yada, yada. These markings on the belt are only for whenever you first install it. So don't freak out whenever you're rotating the engine and the markings on the belt don't line up with the markings ever again, because most likely they won't. They might, unless you rotate it, or they might maybe if you rotate it 1,000 times, whatever. As long as whenever you rotate the motor to top dead center again, make sure, as long as these are aligned with the markings on the back of the timing cover, and that is aligned down there. Obviously mine's broke, but I'm guesstimating, so should be good. That's just a little quick reminder, because I about started freaking out. I had my oil cap off. I was sitting here trying to listen if my valves were smashing my pistons, but I think it's just late and I'm paranoid. I've already had a bad day, so I will get back to you guys whenever this is put together. All right, so update, everything's back together. I did a startup last night, but I didn't get to catch it on camera. Wouldn't run without the MAF sensor plugged in, or I should say, it wouldn't run with it plugged in. My ECU was kicking the code, and it kept firing up and shutting off. I just assumed MAF. Unplugged it, fired up, and give you guys a little startup here. Fuel pump prime a little bit. Maybe it won't fire up. So, runs, time's right. Low high idle because math's unplugged. My alternator's whining a little bit. I think I just need to adjust belt tension. But other than that, fires up, time. Don't mind the timing cover, but everything should be good. So that's about it for this video. I'm gonna wrap it up here. If you guys want more detailed insights on our builds in general, customer cars, etc., or it don't even have to be me filming it. It could be Tim, Cam, Gage, Ethan, Deli, who knows. Just comment, let us know. We'd probably be more than happy to walk you through one of the builds, or even a customer's car, for example. Like that Subaru over there is pretty badass, I can't lie. But I guess I'll catch you guys in the next one.